What's going on, guys? Thanks for checking out Black Diamond Guns and Gear. I'm Josh.
And I'm Josh.
So tonight, this podcast is our very first podcast on the Firearms Radio Network, which is pretty cool in my book. I really like Firearms Radio Network. I like Sean and all the guys from We Like Shooting. And this is it. So I don't know what the issues that we're having with our video right now. Apparently it's super blurry, but we're going to try to fix it as we go later on. But tonight, our first show, we have our first guest, a guy that we have been very good friends with for a very long time. I knew him before we even started doing YouTube. His name is Opie In The Smokies, and we're going to let him come in right now.
Woo! What's up?
What's up, man? I'm glad you're here. Glad you're on our first show. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, man, I'm honored to be on the first one. Congrats again to you guys having your new podcast up on Firearms Radio Network. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. We started one, I don't know, we did like 2 episodes like a month ago before I got the Rona. And Sean was like, I'm really pissed that you started one and you're not on Firearms Radio Network. What happened? And I was like, I thought we talked about this. Because I told him I was going to do like at that time, I think we were going to do like a podcast where it was just like us, and it wasn't really going to be like,
yeah, I mean, it was just going to,
like friends. It wasn't going to have anything to do with guns, really. I mean, if they came up in the process, cool, whatever. But it wasn't going to be like Black Diamond Guns and Gear does a podcast.
Yeah. Right.
So he was like, well, I don't know if I want that on the show. If it doesn't have anything to do with guns. He was like, because that's kind of like what we do when we like shooting.
It's his Firearms Radio Network.
Yeah, and he was like, that's what we do when we like shooting. I was like, yeah, you're right. So. But then once we started it, we decided we were going to do one about, us and everything. He was like, why are you not on the Firearms Radio Network? So here we are.
Heck yeah. That's awesome.
So you want to do a roll call? Let's see. Dat guy, what's up, man? I don't know if he's actually in here anymore because he asked me if it was canceled. No, it's not canceled. We were just late as usual. We got Angelo, Kenneth, the VSO Gun Channel. What's up, man? I haven't really got to talk to him that much, but I met him once or twice.
He still looks like he's staying busy on his page.
Oh yeah. I just saw him put a video today talking about how he was or how he wasn't at the rally. James, what's up? Dan, Pat's in here. What's up, Pat?
Pat.
Hello to the Josh, and Josh I love.
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, shit. It's 3 Joshes.
Yep. Nobody hardly knows that my first name is Josh.
Oh yeah. Well, if it ain't out there, it's out there now. No.
It is, man. It's all over.
It's Josh cubed.
That was the last bit of information the FBI needed, and it's
over. Let's see. Dan, Pat. So Pat's a guy, Pat RNG. He's a guy that's a YouTuber, and we're in our area. He's another YouTuber in our area that we're good friends with.
Talking about Pat, not to change the subject. So Pat recently got to be on ARFCOM. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know they disbanded ARFCOM?
Yeah, man.
AR15.com today.
The biggest gun forum out there.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Shit's getting wild, man. Shit is getting wild. Shady 32. I'm blind. I can't see that.
Be Shady.
Oh,
22.
Okay. Forever V.
Be Shady.
Jay Bell's in here. What's up, man? Jay, what's up, man? Liberty Bell Firearms in the house. Mike Spivey. Everybody's in here. So that's a roll call of what I see on here. But basically, just talking about what's going on this week. So today is what? What is today?
The 13th.
13th of January, 2021. And we have some crazy shit go down, man. You want to tell everybody what you're doing and all that stuff before we get into this?
Sure. A little bit about me. Like you said, we've known each other since before we started doing the YouTube thing. It started off as just kind of arranged friendship, hanging out a little bit, and then both kind of found ourselves in the hobby kind of deeply.
Yeah.
And then, where we're at now. I have currently taken a new job this year. I run the Liberty Safe of Knoxville store here in Knoxville. So I sell gun safes now for a living. So it's the perfect little day job for me. Right now, as you can imagine, safes are insanely high as far as the sales compared to last year. We opened our store in April and basically hit the ground running, and it hasn't stopped. I'm already on record to beat every month I've already had, and it's only been 13 days of this month.
That's awesome. Heck yeah.
And really only 9 days that I've been in the store because I'm closed 2 days of the week. So it's been a good time.
Awesome. Dude, I've been wanting to go out there and get that big one. What's the big one that I want?
The Colonial 50, and
Yeah.
they threw us for a big loop today. So, or not today, yesterday when we came in, Liberty actually changed all their fire ratings on every single safe just about that they offer. So everything that was a 40-minute fire rating is now a 60-minute fire rating. Everything that used to be a 60-minute fire rating is now a 75-minute fire rating. Everything that used to be a 75 is now a 90, and then 90 is 110 minutes now. So almost everything in the showroom now has a better fire rating.
That's cool.
Yep.
It's a good price too. I mean, I think the one I'm looking at is like $1,800, and it's fucking massive.
Yeah, I've sold right now. They're $19.99, I think, is the new sale, and they were. I think I've sold like 10 of them this month already.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, better fire rating. The money went up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So let's get into what happened as of now, as far as like the banning and stuff like that. I would say that you probably know a little bit more about it than I do.
So banning as far as like the censorship stuff that's all going on.
Yeah.
So number one, it should be just scary to everybody. One thing that people, I think, on both sides tend to forget really easy is that no matter how much freedom makes you angry, every person has the right to it. Sure. And as much as some other groups and other political parties and all this stuff drive us crazy, they have the exact same right to do exactly what we do.
Right.
So when I start saying, like the protests and the riot, every single group has a right to do that. But the moment you start destroying public or private property, obviously there's going to be consequences to that. Sure. When it comes to this censorship deal, what I'm assuming is probably the biggest attempt at getting rid of free speech that we've ever seen in our life. And it is a direct assault on a certain type of leaning person.
I agree with that. But I think that we got to realize that media and everything, how it is right now, is it's never been like this before. It's never been this widespread. Obviously, you got your phone, which can literally access you to anything. Yeah. It's never been like that before. I mean, I could understand like if back in the day they
kind of can access you to anything, because certain things are censored,
Yeah, but I mean, like as far as like back in the day though, like they wouldn't cancel a newspaper. You know what I'm saying? Like
right, true.
Right. So now it's just I think it's unprecedented. It really is, because it's never happened before. It's never happened to this extent, and right now it is really crazy. I can't believe how much we're actually dealing with right now. It's actually blowing my mind.
It's like on fast forward, it seems like.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of friends that are left leaning. I have been blessed enough to maintain a lot of those friendships because we don't let political parties get in between us. But one thing, a buddy of mine, he called me a couple of days ago, and the first thing he said when he answered the phone was "Sleepy Joe here." Like he immediately tries to get under your skin with his little side notes there. But it's a fun, little dig at each other. But he had mentioned with this whole censorship stuff, big tech, like you had mentioned, has never been the way it is before. So there's fake news that comes from all different sources, right? The ability to spread that and to reach a mass amount of people within a whim's notice is pretty unheard of, and is pretty unpredictable, is what he says. So, of course, in his eye, there needs to be some control over that. My thing is, once you start controlling, it only leads to a slippery slope.
Exactly what's going on now. If anybody thinks that what's going on now is bad, just wait until they can do it to literally anything and anybody. It will lead to that. It will lead to literally anything and anybody they feel like needs to be done.
And this is an extreme example, but I had this conversation with the customer today. The owner and CEO of Alibaba is missing.
Really?
Because he made comments about China needing to open up their economic ability a little bit more to be more free so that they could thrive. And since he's made those comments, he's been missing. So if you want to talk about where censorship gets you, now that is, I mean, right now, fast forward, that could be at the end of the year, the way we're going right now. But that is where it leads to, is censorship like that, to where if they don't agree with you, they'll just take you out.
So you have all forms of social media. You have, Facebook, you got Instagram, you got YouTube, channel and all that stuff. So you've had stuff banned on you as well?
Oh yeah. So for what we do on Facebook, Facebook was our biggest platform. We have grown that because we share everything on that. So it's not just our own content. We'll share everybody else's content on there. And we also put as much of the news as we possibly can on there.
Right.
So we were reaching roughly about 30 million people a month on our Facebook page before October 1st.
Wow.
When October 1st hit, they went from a publisher to from a platform to a publisher full time. So publisher gives you a little bit, and in my understanding, a publisher gives you a little bit more leniency on what you can and can't do as far as who they ban. So they can basically hit the buttons now with no repercussions of that. So between October 1st and Halloween, we released that Psionics video, that, the skateboard with the cranberry juice video. We did that for the Psionics Night Vision contest. Up until that day, we had dropped from 30 million people to 30,000 in less than 30 days on our reach.
That's nuts.
And then when that video posted, it got us back up to maybe about 50, 60,000. Definitely didn't do as good as what I was hoping it would. Did really good on Instagram, but on Facebook, of course, it was just, basically pushed down.
I'll be honest with you. We've never used our Facebook for anything. it basically.
I feel so bad. I put so much time into it because it was how we were reaching a lot of people, and I was really proud of that. And I knew this was coming. It's not like everybody who acts like it's a surprise. It's like, well,
I think we all thought that it may come. It's like, it's in the back of your head.
It's a matter of time before.
Yeah.
I mean,
we didn't think it'd be this quick, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nuts. That's how critical everybody is, man. It's insane.
It is. It's really, really bad, because one thing I would say, even to add to that, is as much as I love freedom and capitalism, private parties do get to decide what they can and can't do. So as much as we can sit here and bitch and all this stuff, I still shared it to my Facebook page because I'm in hopes that it's going to reach somebody. We're still at this point in our life, being in the gun community, that we haven't really fully taken that step necessary. We're still kind of hanging on to this hope with the election. We're hanging on to this hope with, social media, that it's all just about Trump, and when Trump leaves, everything's going to go back to normal. Well, we see that normal's gone.
Yeah.
The whole parlor situation,
will never be normal again.
No, ammo will never go back down to the price it was before COVID.
I think this is what it's going to be for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about it is that, Joe Biden's plan, whatever was on there, and we had several different people making videos about it, Mr. Guns and Gear and all those guys. And it was laid out exactly what he's going to do. And there's already bills in place, and the guy hasn't even been inaugurated yet. So for anybody to be surprised, like, oh, I can't believe this lady put this stuff into place. Well, it was going to happen. It was on the freaking website. This is what he's going to do.
Yeah.
So there's no surprise to it. I mean, to me, I was just like, if it's going to go down, it's going to go down. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. And I'll make a shameless plug here for the Safe Store. One of his things in his bill is making it mandatory to have a gun safe if you own firearms. They have passed that bill in Virginia, and it's, basically a misdemeanor and a fine if you do not have a gun safe. Yeah.
And in that bill, neighbors and concerned friends and family can call in and cause an investigation into you. So basically cause a red flag investigation based on the fact that you don't have your guns locked away securely. Now, my question is this. So basically, I was talking to the spokesperson for Blount County Sheriff's Office, and I can't remember her name, but I was talking to her. And I asked her if we could do a sit-down interview with the Sheriff Brong. And because I want to know, because we are a 2A sanctuary city, technically. Yep. We got that voted in like last year or something like that, right? Yep. So we are a 2A sanctuary city. That means that basically what it says is that we will not enforce any unconstitutional laws that the federal government tries to enforce. Any new unconstitutional any new, which there's very much so way more out there. But anyway, any new, basically all this shit that he's going to put out there. So what I want to know and what I want to do is get a sit down interview with Sheriff Brong and ask him, look, this is what this says. Is this going to happen? And here's something I've had to explain in detail to my cop friends, because you know me, I'm not anti-cop by any means, but I do call neither are we, Yeah, we're not anti-cop. No, but I will call out bad and tyranny and unconstitutional the moment I see it. And I don't care who you are. Cops support hangs on by a thread right now. I personally lost a little bit of support when I saw them shoot that unarmed lady in the Capitol. Now, whether you feel that they shouldn't have been in there or not, an unarmed lady was shot in the neck and killed. And that tremendously bothers me. And it would have bothered me if it would have been her, a Black Lives Matter person, or an Antifa person, because to me, the government killed an unarmed person in that Capitol building.
Yeah.
They made sure everybody was unarmed before they were on the grounds. Then they let them in the door, and then they shot one of them. It's an extreme way of putting it, but that's the way I see it in my head. And that really bothers me because a lot of people, even in our community, turned on everybody. No matter who stormed the White or the Capitol, doesn't matter to me. That's our house.
Right
now, you bust windows, you steal a podium, you take pictures at Nancy Pelosi's desk with your mask off. Sure, you're going to get fucking arrested. Excuse my language, and expect every bit of consequence that comes your way. But to go in there the way they did, the way they were let in, and be shot like that, I really feel like it was like the icing on the cake for the government not giving a shit. Throw in the stimulus package, throw in everything else we're doing this year, and then everything else that's about to come. Like, I just don't know why we're putting up with it anymore.
I agree with what you're saying as far as them actually shooting somebody. I think that's bullshit. But I will say that so many people right now are on the side of police, like being back to blue and all that stuff like that, which we don't. Not back the blue.
Right.
I will not back the blue if he decides to come to my house and try to take some shit. But other than that, I'm all for it. I agree that they're doing their job, and I think they have a right to do their job and do it safely.
Yep.
With that being said, have you looked at it on the other side of this lady was basically committing a crime as far as breaking into where they're telling her, hey, first of all, the guy had a gun on her saying, don't come in here. And she did it anyway. So, I mean,
you guys
how's that any different? I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm not on either side of the other. But how is that any different than a guy getting in his car when a police tells him not to get in his car? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how is that different? I don't see that as a difference, me personally.
To me, there was so many angles of that shooting now that we've seen that woman was clearly not a threat. She was the only one. Sure. It was not like the doors were about to come down. She was the only one popping through the window.
Yeah.
She was clearly she had both hands up on the glass so you could see both of her hands. And the thing that disturbed me the most was the extra step in to get the clear shot at her neck.
Yeah, it's true. I know some people said they thought it was a negligent discharge, and I was like, I don't think so.
That was no negligent discharge. That was
I don't think so.
That was a clock safe action firearm.
Yeah. And they still haven't released his name as far as I know.
Yeah, why not?
Because and here's the like you're saying, playing devil's advocate. I completely understand that this lady is a result of her own actions.
That's what I was
doubting that whatsoever. But there is time and time and time again that we've seen other people storm the Capitol who've made it in the halls chanting and cheering or whatever they're doing, and they don't get shot in the neck. To me, I feel like this lady had a target on her head because of who she supported. And whether this whole deal was a false flag as far as being let in, now it's come out that they denied extra security leading up to it.
Yeah.
The chief resigned the day after. One of the guards killed himself. There's a lot of shady shit that's involved with it. And
playing conspiracy theory guy here, I'll say this: it's all planned. I mean,
and we're
straight
all
up.
it. And I feel so stupid that I get even emotional about it because I have no control over it.
It was all planned, just like this whole fucking year was planned. This whole thing was planned. Every bit of it. And you can call me a conspiracy theorist if you want. This whole thing was planned from the pandemic to everything else. It was all planned.
Yep.
It was all let out like this on purpose. And there's nothing that anybody could say that would make it any different.
No, the whole, COVID is real, but the way it was brought on, the way it was handled, everything was part of a master plan to get us where we are right now. And that is basically, being shut up and listening to what we're told to do.
Yep. It's all about control, man. Everything that they're doing is about control.
Yep.
And it's sickening. It really is. It's sickening the fact that people are letting it happen.
See, I thought the girl getting
even
shot in the
something
neck
that's
would have been the
simple-
pushing point. I thought the stimulus bill would have been the pushing point. Like, I think impeachment, if they go through with it, that might be the pushing point. But and honestly, I've just kind of given up on the American people actually taking control of their own lives at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. You want to take some questions on here? Let's see. The Gunfighter 45 ACP. I heard Parler is a $1 billion service and they shut them down. Billionaires fighting billionaires. It's nuts. Yeah, it is nuts. And
I heard Parler's supposed to be back up soon. They do have a new server.
Okay, so here's my question. So I heard, I can't remember if it was Hank Strange or somebody I was listening to, but they were talking about how there's so many percentages of servers in the world. Like Amazon owns like 87% of the internet servers, which is fucking crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah. And then like Google has like 3% and somebody else has like 8%. Like I can't believe that there's only one company that owns that many servers that people are on.
So now let me ask you this. Okay. So if you said that Parler is going to be up here soon, is the Apple iStore, are they going to support their app?
I doubt it.
So I'm not sure because now I still have the app on my phone, even though you can't download it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that means if it's pre-downloaded, it'll work. And I'm assuming if it does, Apple will just do an update that clears that out.
Yeah.
I mean, Apple actually had, there was a Gunbroker app that was on Apple a while back.
Yeah.
And I had the Gunbroker app on my Apple phone, and maybe 8 days ago it quit working.
That's not surprising. I wonder who's not talking about that. I didn't know that they took that down.
Yeah, well, I mean, they took it down a while back. They took it off of the iStore a while back. So you couldn't download it to your Apple phone, but I still had it downloaded to my Apple phone. But here recently, it just happened to quit working.
Wow.
Yeah.
Same way with Gun Deals. Gun Deals had, or it was like, hold on, man, I'll pull them up.
But the thing is that the servers and stuff like that, like I said, I can't believe that there's only so many servers and they own most of them, which is nuts to me.
Scary.
Yeah.
It means that they basically, instead of being able to write laws, they are just taking over so that they can control it.
Taking your shit away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was Gunbroker and Gun Deals. I got them both downloaded on my iPhone. I'm not going to tell you on a live stream what actual app actually works because
they'll shut that shit down real quick.
there's one left that I actually have on my phone that's actually still working. The other two are freaking.
Is it worth it though? Are they even remotely like okay priced?
What on the
one app that's working?
Oh yeah, hell yeah it is.
Oh, okay. Well,
it is a definite. Everybody should have this on their phone.
Is that the one BCGO talks about?
I don't know.
Like, I don't know. To be honest,
I don't know. We'll tell you afterwards.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
But with that being said, though, man, I can't believe that there's not more of that, so that there's not this big of a monopoly.
I think this is probably awoken a giant of that too. Like one thing I keep hoping for, the one few good things that have come from this. Number one, there was fear put into politicians for once in a very long time. Whether they, fabricated that whole.
I was gonna say, but going back to they planned it though, or they knew that it was going to happen.
But that picture of that guy in Nashville, he got pictured with the zip ties. They arrested him. Like,
yeah.
If I was a politician and I saw somebody come in with zip ties that probably wasn't just zip ties in general, I'd say maybe one snuck through the cracks of my plan a little bit, and that would make me a little nervous.
Yeah.
They're going to get that dude with intent and all that stuff. But
yeah,
I just it's just crazy to witness like Twitter talking about banning Trump, and then the same breath yesterday talked about what was it, Uganda's elections, how they were censoring the internet there, and then that was wrong.
They said that.
Dude. Yeah, hang on, let me see if I can find it here.
I will say this, and maybe I'm overreaching something, but I didn't know that Twitter had more power than the president of the United States,
which is insane
if you think about it.
And they want to talk about getting rid of a dictator. Well, a dictator can't really be silenced.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Mark Spivey says no more than let's see. no more than ever, we need to keep our hands or our heads and do something stupid. We thought our steps were. Yeah.
Totally agree with that.
Why don't Republican billionaires start their own fair news network? I mean, that's the problem. So if they do that, what servers is it going to be on?
And that's what I was going to say about the awaken the giant. People like Elon Musk, all these big people who do believe in free speech, hopefully get together and create something.
Yeah. I mean, I hope. Well, you saw the tweet did you see the tweet that Elon Musk put out?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's
weird as that dude is. He is very based.
Yeah, I agree. And he's got a lot of money. He's actually the richest man in the world, is what I heard.
That dude could be the one to start like not a conservative revolution, but a free speech revolution. If he
I heard that he actually just surpassed Bill Gates and the guy from Amazon, Jeff Bezos. He actually
got to piss off Bill Gates because he's very much involved with everything that's going on right now.
He just passed them with like so many trillions, or not trillion. Maybe it is a trillion. I don't know. It's something like that. It's something nuts. I can't remember what it is, but it was a lot.
Space pays, bro.
Man, if I had that kind of money,
driving cars.
Yeah.
If I had that kind of money, we're just going to talk about pre-86. That's all. That's all you need to know.
Every week, dog, new purchase.
Yep. Shoot, every week
purchases.
Yeah.
Purchases. Yeah, get that multi-gun form out.
Pat says the 21 House and Senate are going to show the 2017 Republicans how majority should push their agendas. Well, unfortunately. Which is
are we going to listen? Are we going to take it, or are we going to, hopefully, if you get the interview with the sheriff, I would hope one question you ask him is like, hey, how serious are you about protecting your citizens, or are you going to be a pawn in this game? Because, like I said, I 100% support the blue, but when you start throwing stuff in like this, and, we are blessed to live here in Knoxville, Tennessee, where we are surrounded by a lot of common sense still and a lot of good people on law enforcement and just in general, even people we disagree with. It's just a lot of good people here, except your neighbor. But you have all the crazies that we see in the news. If something like what Joe's trying to pass comes around and people like Sheriff Braun decide to enforce it, that's when people are they're going to just quit supporting police altogether.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately. I mean, and that's what I was saying. Like, hey, who's in the chat? Hillbilly Nitro's in the chat.
What's up? Hillbilly Nitro's got to say for me.
Did he?
Yep.
Hootie Who needs to come down here and do some shooting with us, or vice versa. I guess he's a bigger channel. We go up there with him.
The thing is he's like, I ain't gonna do no much shooting right now, not with the price of ammo.
Dude, I don't know. I just saw him kill a what was it? It was a ram. He just shot 2 rams and cooked them on this last video he just put up.
Well, that only takes 2 shots. That's not a lot of ammo.
You know what he hit it with? He hit it with a FK Bruno.
Damn, I'm gonna have to go check that video out.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
That's the thing is we're talking about ammo prices, and if there's ever a situation where somebody's like, hey man, give me your money, I'm probably gonna give him my wallet because my ammo is worth more than what's in my wallet.
Please don't take my hollow points.
Yeah. What are you talking about? I carry ball ammo, motherfucker. Dude, I heard carries ball ammo. That's what he said.
And even like reloading. So, I think this has all kind of woke us up a little bit. I wasn't as caught with my pants down as the Obama years when that scare happened, but I still, with being a content creator, like I look at my shelf now and it's getting stocked up and I'm like, that's not enough to start shooting again. Like I don't know that honestly, like I was telling people, if they want to send guns and products for us to review, either send the ammo or expect like a 50 to 100 round torture test.
Dude, I think we're going to be doing a lot of stuff like this. I'll be honest with you, because I mean, it's just how it is. And I was going to say this in the other video I was going to put up about what's going on in the range and stuff. Ammo is expensive, and it ain't huge amounts. We don't have it sitting around. So
Winchester raised the market value yesterday too.
Yeah, whatever I have, I want to hold on to. I'm not going to just go shoot 500 rounds out of a, some pistol that I'm showing for a video. Like it ain't gonna happen. Even bigger channels will say that now. Eric was saying that when he was doing the Flux defense or whatever. He was like, "Hey, he put like 3 mags through it." And he was like, "That's all we're doing. That's all we can do."
Yep.
I mean, and he's a huge channel that, gets people that sponsors him and gives him stuff. So
Yeah.
we have nobody that sponsors us. We have JX Tactical because I basically made a design of a holster. So that's one way of sponsoring us. And we have Ballistic Inc. where people can buy our merch, and US Law Shield. If you sign up for it, it basically saves the people money. It doesn't really do a whole lot for us, but that's it. That's all we got. We don't have sponsors. So this is all on our dime. So if you like the channel and you want to support us, you can go do those things. But other than that, that's all we got. And just how it is. Hootie Who says he just got back from Texas. He said, I'm a stone cold killer. Just took down a cyca deer and a hog.
I'm a stone cold killer. I love that.
I've never been hunting before, ever. Like ever.
I'd love to get into it. I want to do some coyote and hog hunting.
That's the way I want to introduce myself to it. Now, Josh, he's hunted before.
Yeah.
Your dad does it, right?
Yeah.
So he knows how to clean and do all the other stuff. I don't know how to do all that.
It ain't
I'd
bad.
like to learn all that.
You just have to have a really sharp knife.
Without popping the stink sack.
I've watched YouTube videos on it, so I think that I could totally do it if I had to. But as far as actually getting out there and do it, I haven't done it yet. So here's what it is. Let's see here. Refinance my house to buy ammo. Yeah.
Good idea these days. Hey, and they're also offering like delayed payments on your house payments because of COVID.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got offered like no payments for a year. They just added on to the end of your loan.
Well, I mean, that's why I was thinking, like, you're gonna have to pay it back anyway someday.
Oh yeah, it's not free. It's just temporary relief.
Man.
Here's how I look at it. Okay, we're blessed to be in East Tennessee, in Knoxville, Tennessee, and everybody that knows Harvey's Pistol and Pawn, sometimes they have ammo, and even though ammo's kind of expensive right now, they'll still let you put that stuff in layaway.
That's pretty cool.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Have you seen those auctions?
I've got a gang of ammo in layaway right now.
Have you seen those auctions on their page?
Yeah.
Like, it makes me sick, but that's part of capitalism. Like, people paying, $100 for a 50-round box of 9mm is insane.
Not this guy.
Yeah, not this guy.
Not me.
No, I'm not doing that either. But
I actually got 1,000 rounds of 7.62 by 39 the other day for free.
what?
Yep.
Yeah.
At Harvey's.
Well, sort of free. Well, I guess technically it was free.
I bought a rifle and got ammo free. And I put that in layaway.
Is there any left?
Well, that was actually like their Black Friday deal.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I went in and they were like, "Hey, we got some rifles here." There was actually an Arsenal Sam 7 SF, and got that and 1,000 rounds of ammo for like $1,800.
Nice.
So I just got word from Smoky Mountain Guns and Ammo. Josh Hill was telling me that they got in 200 cases of 7.62 by 39.
Like now?
So, yeah, like that just came in today.
Oh my God, I gotta call him tomorrow.
Yeah. So basically, I'm like, well, I'll be there tomorrow, guy. I'll see you in a little bit.
Do you have an
Are
AK?
you going tomorrow?
Yes.
Holler at me when you do that, because I'll probably have you pick me up some while they're there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going tomorrow. But just I have one AK. I want to be able to feed it. So
Well, I don't even have an AK, but I've literally bought like $200 worth of AK mags today off Gun Mag Warehouse, and I've been buying 7.62 when I can.
Yeah.
My buddy Chase made a good point yesterday. He said, dude, if there's any gun you want in the future, go ahead and buy the mags now.
well, yeah. I agree with
Like,
that 100%.
any pistols you want, anything, because if they get this mag ban going,
Yeah.
imagine how much high capacity mags go for.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, how are they gonna? They would have to serialize magazines now, and no mags have serial numbers on them.
I don't know that the mag ban passes like on current stuff. Like, I think all that would have to be grandfathered in. That'd be the only way to do it. But new stuff, new sales would be halted, depending on what companies want to do. And
Yeah.
it was awesome during Freedom Week in Cali because they sent like 1 million mags to California in a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nuts.
That was nuts. I can't believe, like, we're going back to a comment the guy said earlier. I can't believe the fact that we had or at least a year or 2 years maybe of us having all three positions in power, and we did absolutely nothing. Having a president that was supposedly pro 2A when every single freaking 2A supporter just jumped on the train because he said,
hell, the Hearing Protection Act should have been passed.
Yeah.
Hands down.
There was like
suppressor should
five-
not be an NFA item.
There was like 5 things he should have done for sure. Like right out the gate, like right when he came in office, because he told everybody, "Hey, your rights are at a halt or whatever."
The 8-year assault on the Second Amendment is over.
Dude, I was there at that NRA convention. That was my first convention, and I went and I saw him speak, and I saw him say all that stuff, and I was like, man, this guy's pretty cool. And then after all this other shit happened, I was just like, man, fuck that guy.
Right?
There went my bump stock.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people don't realize. It's not about us being Trump supporters anymore. Like, my feeling is it's us versus them, and them as the government just in general, because they don't give a shit about us. And
it was the lesser of two evils at the time, period.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it was for me. And honestly, it was that way this time, the lesser of two evils. I was hoping that he wouldn't pass anything else that he already passed, because he's already passed like probably at least 3 things, at least 3 gun things that were in the Trump administration. Passed 3 things he probably shouldn't have. I mean, he should not have passed, period. If not more.
Yeah. Hillbilly just made a good point. Wait till some nut shoots up a public space. Well, I kind of think that's what's happening between now and inauguration.
What happened? Who is it?
I think there'll be a mass shooting between now and inauguration, because I believe they'll use that as like the running power to ban something.
I saw that on a meme and I was like, that's completely going to happen.
Oh yeah. I mean, what was it? Somebody said, I forget who I saw it from, and it makes a lot of sense. We've been seeing this armed march now going on the 18th or wherever it is, and you got all these protests going on at every capital, supposedly. The first people I saw that from was the FBI posting.
Yeah.
My dick should be an NFA.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what Jay was saying. They're talking about every mag getting added to the NFA. Yeah, which is fucking insane.
It's like a $200 tax stamp per mag. I mean, dude, I'm looking at like $20,000 in certain mags over here.
You have no idea.
I mean, I won't have them anymore after this passes, because I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna give mine away too. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna sell them for $100 a pop, dog. I'm gonna buy that retirement space in Bora Bora off my mags.
Dude, I just want.
I'm just looking around right now.
Yeah, I just want everybody to just leave me alone. Like, that's all I want. Like, I don't care. I would totally be okay with seceding. Like, as far as like, have like above and below. You do your thing. You leave us alone. We'll leave you alone. I would totally be for that.
Hell, they can have the West Coast and the East Coast, and just let us have everything in between.
Yeah.
Just let us have Tennessee.
Just let us have Tennessee. That's all we need. Tennessee, Texas.
Honestly, it should be that way. If you don't want to be in a place where they make these certain laws, move.
And you know what's another scary thing I just thought about right now?
What?
Where the hell is Texas talking about succeeding? Aren't they the first ones to start sticking up for stuff? Is that how
I did see where one guy did put that out there. It was a representative from Texas. He did put that out there.
I was gonna say, has it turned that blue over there that they're not even talking about succeeding anymore? Like, if Texas doesn't talk about succeeding, Texas ain't Texas anymore. It
is turning blue for the most part, because people are running out of California. The problem is they're bringing their freaking politics with them.
I've sold more safes to people out of California, New York, Illinois, and those states moving here than I have locals.
It's you have voted for this bullshit for the last how many years, and you're going to bring it somewhere else and vote for some other bullshit. The fucking stuff that's going through right now, the bills that are in place that before Joe even gets in office, is put through a Texas representative.
Yep.
A Texas person. They voted for that.
Dude, it's insane, man. Texas equals Texas. Houston's hood, man.
Well, I just we're getting ready to go to Texas next week.
For Gundy's?
Yeah.
Nice.
think we won anything, like for sure.
Did you get in the top 10 or top 4 or anything?
No, hell no. There's no way.
Where was your nominations for?
Breakout Creator of the Year and what was the other one? I think like YouTuber of the Year, which I was like, I ain't no way I'm winning that.
Yeah, no. But you know what? We're getting to ride around in tanks. So
yeah. Honestly, the reason why we're going is because we literally did nothing last year. Didn't get to make it anything. Not Big Daddy. Eric didn't have his range day. NRA didn't happen. SHOT Show didn't happen. Or SHOT Show did happen. We didn't go to it. So we literally did nothing last year. So we're like, you know what? We're going to this.
Yep.
Because it's still happening. So we're going.
That's awesome.
And I was talking to Ben about it, and he was like, yeah, come on down. So that's how we got the invite, I guess.
Heck yeah.
So that's we definitely did not win anything, but he did want us to come down and hang out. So that's what we're doing.
Yep, we're going.
That'll be a good time.
We're gonna make fools of ourselves.
Yeah, probably. There's a couple of people that I know are going for sure. Tundra Tactical's going. Sean's going for sure from We Like Shooting. I would say everybody that's nominated is probably going to be there. Which they've been putting up their nominated stuff on Instagram.
Yeah, there's I think they're down to the top 4 in a lot of stuff. I know like one page I just started following was Autumn's Armory, the little girl who shoots. She shoots with 2 fingers to pull the trigger. She's a beast. She was in the top 4, and I just saw her stuff this year, and I was happy to see that she was, one of the top nominees.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. And I don't think that it's with all this stuff going on, man, it's basically just it's a getaway, just like get away from everything that's going on and, make it at least a little bit of a happy weekend. And not only that, like at Big Daddy, y'all get to shoot whatever you want and all that stuff. Down here, we'll be able to do the same thing, which is cool because they're having a range day for the people that are there that are invited, which is pretty cool. And the Gundies will be live streamed after that. So that's pretty neat.
I wonder if you'll get to shoot the tank.
That's what I'm hoping. And if it is, hey, you can pay to shoot it, I'd be down for that, depending on how much it is.
Yeah.
10,000 a pop.
Oh, hell no, I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
But it was like, hey, $150. I'll be like, all right.
If Karen hadn't took all that court money, you probably could have got a couple shots off, huh?
Yeah. No, it's a bad situation. But I'm gonna put a video out about that too.
Is that going to be on here on the podcast, or are you going to do that on your YouTube?
No, I'm probably just going to make a video at the house. Just do it, just me talking about it, I guess. Everybody
should put like in the arms of the angel in the background, make it real sympathetic to your cause.
Yeah. Dude, put like a shaking dog behind me.
For 15 cents a day.
This is what she did to Lucy.
Yeah. For $1 from every subscriber, you might be able to put a dent in Josh's legal fees. Yeah. But I can't wait for this week. It'll be cool, man. And I'm bummed that you're not gonna go.
Yeah, right now it's kind of tough with the new store being the first year. I have been told like by hopefully Christmas time this year I will have some part-time help. So I'll be able to start taking off, going back to the shows and the range days and all that. Yeah. As long as I know stuff ahead of time, I can usually get somebody to cover the store, but they have to come from North Carolina or Murfreesboro, and that's a little tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did get the email from Iraq Veteran where they said they might do one in the spring. And then
I saw something about that back when they canceled, but I haven't seen anything since then.
Yeah, I haven't either, but I'm hoping that maybe, just maybe, that they'll do one in the spring and then maybe do another one in October.
Hey, your camera is clear as can be now.
Go figure.
Talking about 2021, which is, it just happened. I mean, 2021 is
8 days in.
Yeah,
no, or whatever
we're 13 days in right now, and it's already a shit show. But is there any talk of NRA 2021?
No.
They said it was in Austin, right?
Yeah.
If they have it, but I don't know if it's been canceled or not yet.
I think it'll be canceled for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. With all the stuff that they're going to push through, that shit ain't going through.
Expect a federal mask mandate. Expect probably a vaccine mandate before it's all over with. And
yeah, fuck a vaccine, by the way.
I'll go forge some fucking papers before I put a needle in my arm.
Dude, I'm not. I was listening to a guy today on Talk is Jericho, the wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a guy. I was actually going to get him, or I was going to email him and see if he'd come on this show, because it's basically he's a conspiracy theorist and he's a flat earther. But the stuff that he's saying about the pandemic and stuff, he's like, it's totally believable. Like, I mean, of course, he's on the side of what we believe as far as it being planned and all that stuff like that. But as far as the vaccine and the stuff that they're doing and everything, he's up on it. Like, he knows what's in it and stuff like that. And it's pretty compelling. And I got to say this, I will never take one.
Me either. I asked my boss when they started talking about it, I said, you could answer this if you want to. It's completely up to you, basically. But are we going to be required to take a vaccine for work? And he has an iPhone, too. And I saw 3 dots pop up like he's talking.
Yeah.
And then they disappeared. Then I saw the 3 dots again, then they disappeared. And then it came back with fuck no. So I wrote back, I was hoping you were just looking for the perfect words to give me the response I was looking for.
Yeah. No, that'd be a big no on my part.
Yep. You know what? If they ban me from traveling, well, guess what? I guess I'm staying in Knoxville for a while.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. Like, if they do the whole no fly unless you get one, I'll just be like, well, good thing I don't fly very much.
You ain't getting my money, man.
I hope my job doesn't make me take a vaccine. Oh wait, I'm retired. So
I was about to say, wait a second, you got a job?
Yeah.
Now, has your company talked about it, Josh?
No, I haven't heard anything about it. And that's the weird thing, because we're a huge company. And United States wide company. I mean, obviously
right.
you're this too, but I don't know how many people we actually have employed. It's a lot. But I haven't heard anything from anybody, and hopefully I won't hear anything from anybody. Now, have
they said anything about masks, like when you're on the job? Or
yeah, they want us to wear one. I don't, but I'll be honest with you, there's very, very few places I go into where here, especially in Tennessee and all that stuff, people just aren't wearing them. They just aren't, and so. Yeah. There's only a couple that are very strict about it. And I'll be honest with you, like, I keep one in my pocket, and they're going to flip out, and I would just rather just get in there, get my shit done and get out. So I just put it on for the 5 seconds that I'm in the store, and then I just leave. Yeah. So I put it on for that amount of time, and I take off. But
I had been complying with, like, daycare has a sign up.
Yeah.
That was about the only place I was wearing it to avoid issues with my son.
Yeah,
but I have been seeing other parents not wear them, and it's sad to me that it took other people for me to stand up at that point. But I was trying to do it to avoid a circumstance for my son, or having to find a new daycare type of deal. But now that I know other people are not wearing it in daycare, that was my last kind of place of compliance. And now it's just, I do keep one in my pocket in case I need it, but I'm not wearing it unless it's like life or death.
The thing about it is that I understand, like, you want to go out and eat somewhere, and we're able to go to these places and sit down and eat still, which is cool. I know places like where I used to live at in Pikeville in Kentucky, my brother was saying they were shut down completely. You had to either deliver or go pick it up or whatever, which is fucking dumb because it's the same shit. But anyway, you're just not sitting in their place. You're taking it somewhere else, but they're still touching all your food and stuff. So what's the difference anyway? But to me, it's like, if you're going in a place and you have to walk through a door and put one on, it's really dumb. But if you have to walk through the door, put one on, sit down, and you can take it off, I just do it because I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Just because I want to sit down and eat.
Yeah, and that's we can bitch and complain, but it goes back to the rights of private businesses. And if they ask you to wear a mask, then they can also ask you to leave. So if you really want to be at that spot, respect their wishes. That's why I keep one in my pocket. If you're really going to come up to me and make a big deal about it, in that situation, I normally say, like, but I can take it off when I get to the table. And usually that conversation from me just saying that sentence usually gets me to the table. And then I'm like, okay, I'm good. So,
right. Yeah.
That's the one that cracked me up was, if you're going to sit here and wait for your food, you have to have a mask on. I was like, but if I sit right there and order a beer, I'm good. And she's like, yep. I was like, all right, get me a beer,
Yeah, that's me.
All you're gonna do is
same damn thing.
It's literally the same shit, but whatever.
And I would never tell anybody what to do with the mask. It's something I tell everybody in the store. Like, everybody is so polite around here. about it. You know, we see some crazy videos. I saw one today of this lady freaking out on this kid.
I saw
in the
that.
store and just cussing her out and saying, like, yelling at her mom, calling her mom a bad mom because, you know, you just don't understand. And it's like, if they work so fucking well, then why do I have to have one if you do?
Yeah. Why is it still spreading?
Yeah. And now they came out with saying you should put 2 on to double up.
That's
Dude,
like wearing.
Gonna stop. We're gonna have a
like wearing 2 condoms.
It's like sex ed.
Yeah. Wear 2 condoms. They'll rub together, and then you got a problem.
They don't tell you about the circulation it cuts off when you do 2.
Yeah. No, the thing, like here, like I'm not an asshole. I'm not an anti-masker. Like I'm an anti-masker for myself. Like I don't give a fuck about wearing one. I've already had COVID. Guess what? I survived through it.
Yep.
So
I think it killed a couple brain cells.
Telling me what to do.
Yeah, exactly. I just so if you want to wear one, have at it. I'm not going to wear one because I don't think I need to. I mean, but you know, it is what it is. Like I said, I think that it's not. And you know, this is all matter of opinion. So you can think whatever you want, but I don't believe that it's transferred. Like, I just don't believe that the mask is going to help you in the fact that when you wear them, they have big holes in the sides of them. So it's like if you're stuck in it. Have you ever seen like thermal imaging of people coughing when they have these masks on?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that so when you cough at a regular pace, it kind of goes out like this, right? You cough when you have a mask on, it just goes out and out and out like this way, like a big X across your face. Like, and it still goes everywhere. So it's like, what's the point?
Yep. And half the people that come to the store, that when they wear them, you know, if they want to continue to wear them, they'll still do this when they talk.
Yeah. Afraid you can't hear. You can't hear me? Oh, okay, let me take this down.
And I'm kind of deaf anyway, just because I'm hard hearing, but I do read lips. So even like when I got salsaritas on the way home, I had to be like, what? What?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, what chicken?
Yeah, what chicken? Let's see. Time to start drilling holes in the lowers, boys.
Everybody skeletonizing them.
Yeah.
Lighter weight.
Yeah. No.
mass.
I'm good. You know. What's up, C4 Defense? Let's see. Check on John Lovell's video. Speaking of John
I am
Lovell,
signing up for Warrior Poet Society this week, actually.
dude, I bought it and it's awesome. I will say that, like, anybody out there who's thinking about going on the Warrior Poet Society network, do it because it is so worth the money. You can buy it, and you know, obviously we're not sponsored by John Lovell, but he has a great product, and it's an app on your phone that is exactly like Netflix. It's just gun stuff. And not only that, he's adding YouTube channels to it.
That's what I was wondering. So, like, could we, if we get on Warrior Poet, is there like a process to be added, or is he just kind of like limiting what's being on there? That was what kind of had like, you know, kind of just slowed me from jumping over there originally. Was I had assumed it was like a YouTube platform where other people could join. He would have all his content, but you could do your own.
Yeah.
I didn't know if there's actually like an approval process and all that stuff now, or what's
I
going on.
think it's honestly, it's what Liberty TV should have been.
Yeah.
So, and my process, I thought it was just a website, and I was like, okay, well, that's kind of lame. I don't want to have to go to my computer every time I want to look at something. And then I realized, oh, it's an app. And so I literally looked at the app before I bought it, and dude, it's just like Netflix. It runs smooth. There's no lagging. There's no glitches. Like, he's paying for a premium service. When you buy that thing, you're paying for a premium service. It's awesome.
And how much was it? It's like $90 a year or something.
Yeah. So if you pay $100, it's basically you get the whole year, 12 months for $100, or you can pay $9.99 a month. So
Gotcha.
People out there that are paying $14 for Netflix now, and you don't watch a fucking thing on it, but maybe like 2 things.
Yeah, because it's the same damn movies.
Yeah, buy something that you're actually going to watch and actually learn something from, because not only does he put, you know, his YouTube videos on there, other people's YouTube videos on there, he puts training classes on there. So you have, right now he has pistol 1 and 2 and rifle 1 and 2, and it's awesome. I kind of, you know, rifle 1 and 2 and pistol 1 and 2 are very basic, but it's what you would learn if you went to one of his classes. So that's awesome. Started watching pistol 1. And, you know, it did the basic stuff. And I was like, okay, I can kind of go past that. So I started on pistol 2. And, dude, I'm going to train with John Lovell sometime soon. Whenever all this stuff's up.
List of instructors to go to.
Yeah. Bucket list for sure.
So what's their server? It looks like somebody said it's on Vimeo. So like, I know he had mentioned in a video recently that they had kind of saw this stuff coming with the censorship, so they had taken the precautions ahead of time.
I don't know, man. I didn't know what server it was on. See, that's the thing. I didn't even know that was a thing before all this stuff got banned. I didn't even know that there was like servers and stuff was on certain things. I didn't know that.
It's pretty bad when liberal leaders like Merkel from Germany say that the censorship is a bad idea.
This guy's saying, Alan's saying, Yeager should merge with him. I'm pretty sure he's actually doing a couple of videos with him. So that's something to look forward to. And I don't know what they're putting up, but I know that he was over there filming with him the other day. Patreon at a $10 level gets it free. That is freaking awesome. So if you're a Patreon member of levels, you get it for free. That's pretty sweet. Question: one gun insurance work with New York gun owner? What
gun insurance will work with a New York gun owner? Probably.
What do you mean by that? So
does U.S. Law Shield cover New York?
Yes, they do. Basically, U.S. Law Shield is really. By the way, if you sign up U.S. Law Shield, use promo code BDGG. But they basically are lawyers. You have a lawyer on retainer, basically, and it's the best thing because I'm actually in the we'll talk about that later. So, but basically, it is literally the best thing you can do for if you carry a firearm or anything like that. So definitely check out U.S. Law Shield. And I'm pretty sure they cover New York. Did Pistol 1 and 2 live with John. That is awesome, man. Congratulations, because I want to do that for sure.
You guys want to see something sickening?
Do what?
You want to see something sickening?
Yeah, what's up?
Cover your eyes because it's pretty gruesome when you put this on the page.
Well, you want me to add it to stream now?
Yep.
Winchester, how much?
5,000 primers, $2,000 fucking dollars.
Nope.
Holy hell!
You can go ahead and shove that straight up your ass,
dude. It is not good. Like, period. Like, that is about the price, the going price of primers. So you're talking about ammo all go.
And that is crazy.
Like, I'm buying bullets left and right when I can find them. I've been stacking up 9mm and 30 cal and 223 or 22 caliber. But you can't find primers now. All these people who are trying to get ammo out are buying overpriced primers. That's why you're seeing ammo go up. Part of the reason. Winchester just raised their price again for like the fifth time this year, like the market value of the round.
That is crazy.
I don't think we have even seen the peak of like when this levels out on pricing, and then I don't think it ever drops back below what that peak is.
I guarantee it doesn't. There's no way that this is gonna. This is the new normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what people don't understand. If you haven't hoarded it until now, you're fucked. Sorry, this is the way it is. You're going to pay more for it.
And if you hoarded it, like, why would you shoot it? Like, there's so much uncertainty right now. It's like maintaining my skill right now is going to be done through dry fire and probably looking at starting to get way more into airsoft.
Even like 22 caliber, it's not out there. So
no, it's 18 cents a round. It's what 9mm was in March.
That's insane. That is so crazy.
If we look on this same website right now, 22 LR. All right, load me back up, buddy.
Okay, hold on. What does that say?
$241 for 550 rounds or 22.
$200.
$241. It's almost 50 cents a round on her.
That's insane, man. I can't believe that. That shows you how long. I'll be honest with you. I haven't bought ammo since all this started. I don't know when this started, but I know right before this we had a little bit of a good deal going on. But I haven't bought ammo since that time that we bought ammo.
And tomorrow we're both getting some. It sounds like.
Yeah, for sure. 762 for sure. Smoky Mountain Guns and Ammo, guys. If you want to know where to go get ammo at, if you're local to the area of Knoxville, Sevierville, Maryville, even Dandridge, Morristown, Chattanooga, like if you're in this area, Smoky Mountain Guns and Ammo always gets their stuff out and they give it to local people first. So they do sell stuff online whenever it comes in stock, but for the most part, they do everything to their local guys first. They want to support everybody here before they put it online and sell it to everybody else. So we're not sponsored by Smoky Mountain Guns and Ammo. We know the guys over there, and they give us good deals. That's it. So we don't make any money off of them. I'm just telling you where to go get stuff if you're in the area. Let's see. Okay, so Alan was saying that he took pistol 1 and 2 with him. I'm pretty sure just dropped $12 level to change his class note. Yeah, so he said his pistol class got canceled, I think, or his rifle class got canceled. I tell you, due to what vid? Oh, the COVID. I was like, what video did he do that canceled it? But I tell you what, though, man, I would like to go train with Carry Trainer. They do a thing every year called the S12 event. And I'm pretty sure they do it in Nashville every year. And I think they do them like in other places, babe. You ever seen it or seen any of this stuff?
Not the event, but you're talking about, what's his name? Mickey, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So his S12 event lasts 3 days, and it's like a whole weekend. And I'm pretty sure it's like, $800 or something like that. But it basically covers pistol 1 and 2, rifle 1 and 2, and medical.
Wow.
And it's a huge class. I don't really know how much it is, so don't quote me on the price. But I want to go really bad.
And see, that was kind of something that I thought a lot about this year with everything going on. Like, my eventual goal, if everything gets better, is to have some sort of like facility here to instruct and maybe do some night vision rentals in person and stuff for people. I want to lean toward bettering my skill set level this next year. So I signed up for Ohio Range Day. If I get to go to that, that's several $100s, but it's basically the same thing. You'd have a nonstop 2 days of day and night instruction the entire time you're shooting. And then I also want to go to Shooter Symposium in Texas one year, hosted out there by Big Tex, and go shoot with Jedi and all those guys. And I kind of think that's where I'm going to start turning my mindset, because if I am going to shoot rounds, I want every single one of them to be with a purpose now.
That's the way you have to look at it, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
Right now, the way this is going, that's the way you have to look at it.
Yeah. I wasn't making any money off YouTube and stuff. Yeah, I mean, we sell our products to fund our, ammo and all that stuff and our trips. But, now it's just got to start being like, well, if it's going to be the way it is, let's start thinking about how we can put this to the best use, because every single round I just hear cha-ching now every time.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. Now you had mentioned something earlier about more dry fire practice and more airsoft and stuff like that. And I've been dry firing for the past, I don't know, while now. And just putting in reps, putting in that work every single day has made me a better shooter.
Yep.
And not only that, but I completely agree with the fact that if you can't put rounds down range, the best thing other than that is, like you said, airsoft. A lot of people will disagree, but I mean, at least it's something. It's something to put your hands on. Now, we're graced to live in Knoxville. I don't know if you've looked at airsoft stuff at like Parafrog. Have you been down there?
I have not, but I've looked at their website and stuff.
So Parafrog actually has like I'm a Glock owner. I carry a Glock, and they have Glock clones. Now they have some cheap knockoffs that the slide don't reciprocate and stuff like that. But I mean, they have stuff that's, 17 rounds. The slide actually, blows back. They're,
awesome.
Like legit Glock clones, and it looks, feels, everything about it says I'm a Glock safe action firearm.
I would totally buy one of those.
Why would you not train with something like that?
Yeah. That's what T3 had for their force on force classes. They were those Glock clones. They almost worked in every holster that you use for your Glock. The slide recoiled. The only bad thing about it was they ran out of air after like 20 shots, and you had to refill them. But they're perfect for getting your blood pumping. And
the question we should be asking ourselves are, why didn't we do this before this happened?
Well, at the time, I mean, ammo was cheap enough.
Yeah.
But
I would still like to do force on force with like me, all of us three, or a couple other people or whatever, and get it together and do force on force.
Maybe look into like planning a video here soon, since we can pick those guns up. We actually know somebody that has them, and probably let us borrow them.
Yeah.
and we could do a couple videos on how we could do training with those, as well as how you could get, some serious real life training and doing the force on force stuff.
Dude, I'm totally down. I would love to do that. The force on force class that we took with T3 was one of the funnest classes I've ever been in. Dude,
it gets your blood going. Like, even being on the bad guy side and knowing what's about to happen, it still gets your blood going.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, I definitely cannot compare it to a real life situation, but it's as close as what you can get to a real life situation.
Yeah.
And you're right. It does it gives you the tunnel vision and everything for the most part.
I've never experienced tunnel vision until I took a force on force class, and that shit is real.
Yeah. I mean, I pretty much remember like every situation that I was put in. Yep. So it sticks with you, and it makes you, and I'll be honest with you, before I took that class, I was the guy that was like, if somebody breaks into my house, I'm just gonna shoot them. Period. And then when I took that class, it actually made me think, like, because of what they were saying, they were just like, what if it's the guy that has Alzheimer's down the street that comes into your house and thinking that it's his house? And I was just like, yeah, you're right. So then it not only does force on force do that as far as like tunnel vision, get your heart pumping, all that stuff, it makes you think about things. And if somebody explains it to you like that, that is it
makes you a better person in the sense that you're not so Joe Blow Wild West ready to go.
You think what you're going to do.
Yeah,
you would like to think that
to make a decision.
Yeah, you would like to think that's what you're going to do, and then when you do a class like that,
yeah.
Like James, were you there that one? James kicked the door open on me, and he said I had slept with his ex-lover or something, and he kicked the door in. He just started blasting me like I didn't even have a chance to get my gun before I got hit 2 or 3 times. And when I came up, I just basically just stood there toe to toe with him about 5 yards away. And I know I let off they give you a certain amount of rounds in your gun so that they can look at it when you're done to see how many you shot. And he was like, how many times do you think you hit me? And I was like, I don't know, maybe at least 5. He's like, 1 time in the leg. And I was like, he said, how many times I hit you? I was like 8.
Yeah. Look at all the bruises I got.
Yeah. But I just as fast as I could. I never picked up my sights, and that's what happened.
I remember really, really well is I don't know if it was you or if it was somebody else, but somebody came in the side door from behind that, and got me. And it makes you think about, like, I guess your angles. It makes you think about covering concealment. Like, it just makes you think about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and then I came in that side door one time on a girl, Jessica, actually, and she was in that back bedroom before the kitchen.
Yeah.
So her deal was they tried to get her out of the kitchen to the guy who was drunk in her living room, but she stood there and protected her kids in the bedroom the whole time. Well, finally, he gets down on the ground to comply. Well, I'm at the back door just waiting for my chance, and I'm just waiting for her to cross the threshold of the door so I can come in and ambush her. Well, she finally works her way up just enough to where she gets comfortable. I come in the back door, and I could have just unloaded on her, but she was a nice lady, so I took 1 shot. I thought that would get the point across. And she goes, and just reaction, just side turns and hip fires and shoots me right in the tip of the dick and drops me.
I remember that.
Oh, my God. It was one of the worst pains I've ever felt in my life. I screamed like a little girl for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was really funny. And I got lit up 15 times. I think you interviewed me.
It only took 1 shot to the tip to drop me.
Yeah. I remember putting 2 in your back, I think, when you were on the ground with somebody.
Yep. And then we did that. What was it? Where we acted like we were at coffee and a pissed off Hillary supporter came in or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, you bunch of gun loving freaks! I think is what he said when he came in. And then he shot us all.
Dude, I've heard that James Yeager's force on force class is really cool.
That would be intense. I want to get sim guns and all that. Like that is kind of where I think our training is going to have to start aiming toward. Alan mentioned Manus X. Manus X is a great system. Really? And supposedly I need to check in with them. They just came out with a version for your AR too.
See, I didn't have good luck with the one that I played with. It might have been one of the very first ones that came out with, but I didn't like it.
The new one is amazing. The new system is.
I think the one that we had was busted.
It might have been.
Yeah, you need to get a hold of, I think his name's Alpha over there at Manus X. He's a good dude. He'll take good care of you guys since you have one.
Yeah. James, we're very big Jericho fans.
No, he's talking about a wrestler. You're talking about the gun.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Izzy, what's up, man? Let's see.
Well,
Sorry,
that's how you
I'm
spell
late.
Jericho for
Yeah.
the IWS.
If you get
Heard
Jericho
those.
on the show, you better make sure you send him a Jericho to shoot for a video or something.
Izzy says, I heard this was a no pants party. Apparently, I was mistaken.
I don't think
I'm wearing shorts.
The story about getting my dick shot.
Yeah.
A lot of time to sleep on that one, buddy.
Dude, it was a fun time though. I definitely want to take another one again for sure.
And I don't know, did you guys see the T-Rex Arms post about airsoft?
No.
So they went to this huge event to where I guess it was like hundreds, if not maybe 1,000 people playing airsoft, but it was this huge event that involved navigation, comms, and all that stuff. So the airsoft like shooting part of it was very minimal. But they were talking about with the way the situation is and everything these days that people should really utilize airsoft more because it does offer all that stuff besides basically recoil control and, like actual, the gunfire going off. But you can work mechanics, you can work reloads. They make clones of almost every single gun out there in airsoft now. You really can get a lot of good training with that, and you can shoot each other. Like,
yeah,
how cool is that?
Josh shot me one time with a sim round, and I'll tell you what, that fucking sucked.
Oh yeah, they're way worse than airsoft,
dude.
Huh?
They're way worse than airsoft,
dude. It was terrible. It took my breath away and everything. I told him, I was like, "Hey, hit me in the stomach," and he was like, "Okay," and so I stood there kind of like this, and of course he didn't hit me in the stomach. He literally hit me in the sternum. And I was just like,
let me tell you this, okay? So it was a Beretta?
Yeah.
It was a Beretta 92. And it actually took a different slide. Yeah. So they took the slide off and put the sim slide on, and I was just like, oh, cool, I'm good with a Beretta 92. That's a pistol I qualified with.
Apparently not.
The trajectory is way off on that pistol.
Yeah,
like
that's what you want to believe. That's fine.
I'm aiming center mass. It shot high.
It goes up before it goes out. Huh?
I was just like, holy shit.
I was just like, like an instant, breath takeaway. That kind
I did take like 5 steps forward too.
And the thing was, I wasn't wearing anything thick. It was just a t-shirt.
I was point blank.
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding.
It was pretty close. It was probably within like 4 or 5 feet.
I think we were probably like 15 or 20 feet.
Still hurt like motherfucker though.
The view of that is totally different depending on what side of the gun you're on.
Yeah,
yeah.
But it wasn't even a class. We were just messing around with people that they had one. But I'll be honest with you, like the airsoft thing is cool, and I wouldn't mind having those to do those things with. I would really like to have some with the UTM rounds. I mean, because not only do those really let you know, and you don't want to get hit with those. So that, I mean, it lets you know what it feels like, not what it feels like, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There used to be a place in Knoxville that was called Tin Tac. Did I ever tell you about that?
Yeah, I think so.
And I used to go play airsoft there all the time. And it was basically this abandoned warehouse that they pretty much built a city in.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave you objectives, and they were like, hey, you got to go get this briefcase out of this building, and you got to fight off terrorists and stuff like that. I mean, I know it's kind of, some people are probably like, well, that's lame. That's not real life scenarios. Well, yeah, probably not for the everyday person, but it's still freaking
scenarios
cool,
that work and get you going.
Yeah.
I mean, technically it was a real scenario for you.
Yeah, true. I was in the military at the time. So
we should just plan a trip and go to, there's a big one that a lot of the big YouTubers have went down to in Nashville. I tried to get an ATM there before I quit that job, but it's right there in downtown. Same exact thing. It's a ginormous warehouse. I think it's like Nashville 1 or something like that.
I'm down.
But I would love to start getting more into that kind of stuff and start making trips and doing the force-on-force stuff. I think, we either adapt to this situation that we're in or we get left behind. And I think doing stuff like that is easily the way to go and gives us good content. And
well, this warehouse is still sitting abandoned in Knoxville right now. Like with a city inside of it.
He said they made like cars and buildings and all kinds of shit.
There's a tank in there. There's everything. There's a fuselage for a Kiowa in there. Like the whole 9 yards. Like it's
How long ago did it close?
Like maybe 3.5 years ago.
Man,
But it's literally sitting there with everything still in it, like turnkey airsoft operation right now. If we had an investor, I mean, we could freaking
We could turn it into Knoxville Battlefield like Vegas.
yeah, dude. I mean, it's almost like paintball, but better.
Yeah. It was called TENNTAK, TENTAK.
Yeah.
And
I
it was
never got into paintball.
dude, it was badass.
Paintball was fun. I played a lot of paintball when I was younger.
I never really got into it. But I tell you what though, man, James Jagger did a video the other day while we're on the subject of Force on Force. He was like, you know, everybody's complaining about what stuff that you can do as far as, you know, saving money for ammo and all that stuff like that. He said that he was going to allow people, if they needed to take his rifle class with a 22. And I was like, that's pretty dope.
Now, when you say 22, are you saying like a Ruger 1022 or like an M&P 1522?
I'm pretty sure it's like an MP 1522. He
I
said
mean, that's pretty cool though.
He said that he had some. He was like, if you don't have one and you absolutely want to do it, I will let you borrow one. So that's pretty cool.
Can you give us the ammo included in that price too?
Yeah.
I'm a new brick or two.
But he was also saying that not only would he allow you to do that to save on ammo, he said there's plenty of courses that he has that you don't have ammo with. You don't even have to use any ammo. Force on Force was one of them.
Fast Action Medical.
Fast Action Medical. There's so many other things. There's literally like 8 courses of his that you can take without even bringing ammo.
I really want to get one of those CMMG conversions too.
Yeah, that would be cool. Don't you have one of those?
Yeah, it's over there on the shelf, I think.
Yeah.
Have you used it very much?
I have. I've used it in several different ARs. Depending on the twist rate, depends on if it's accurate or not. You know,
it seems like they run like a freaking workhorse, though.
Yeah, I mean, I've shot mine quite a bit, to be honest with you. And the cool thing about it is, if you're an SOT, you can actually drop in a little thing and you can run them full auto. You know.
Yeah, Alan was saying, he said that you could also use an AK if you wanted to save on 5.56, and he said he could use a med class. Dude, I wouldn't mind taking another one. The only one I took was from Sean Heron, and Richard said people have taken it with the 22 there in the past. I didn't know that, but that's pretty cool that he's allowing you to do that. That's pretty neat. But yeah, I wouldn't mind taking another medical class. The only one I had was civilian medical with Sean. And actually, we were talking to him to get him to come down and do one here. And he was actually supposed to come last July and do one, but then COVID happened and he couldn't make it. But he said he would set one up for this year. I think he's already got some booked, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to.
So Josh, you have the 22 AR conversion kit, the Bravo kit?
I think so. And it drops in pretty much any AR.
Who's that one that we shot at Iraq veteran that day, that range day? Remember that full auto one that they had at range day?
Oh, that was not. It was Chad's, right?
No, this was a company. It was like a.
That's the one I got.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking at online here.
Yeah, and dude, it's awesome. I mean, it works phenomenal. If you look back here, you got these 2 little notches here, and like I said, if you got a pre-86 machine gun, or you got a postie somewhere, there's this little thing right here that drops in, and it basically it's like your auto trip, that hits the auto sear, and as this thing goes back, it kind of cycles back, brings forward, and this little piece kind of knocks your auto sear. And if you got one, you can shoot these things full auto. So that's how Chad. I actually asked Chad how his worked, and he was like, "This is how mine works."
So is that a piece that CMMG sells to dealers and SOTs?
No, you can literally buy it on their website.
So for those of you that don't know, we are responsible persons on SOT.
Yeah.
So do you guys have one?
What?
The full auto piece? Okay.
I've got the piece over here on the shelf. I don't have a full auto machine gun.
The thing is that I don't think we have the MP5 that Josh has. that we got from Jay. And I don't think that we haven't done anything else because Josh is going to get his own FFL.
Yeah.
Eventually. So we just decided not, because we didn't want to have to go through having to transfer. He's already going to have to transfer the thing when he, does the MP5, back to him, and then back to him whenever he gets his, the SOT. So we just didn't want to have to do that like a shit ton of times. So we're just going to wait and do
These
everything.
are just the little parts. It's just little.
Oh, I see. The auto sear trip kit, like $40. Gotcha. Yeah. But you have to have a third pin lower for that to work?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Which, I mean, I bought it just to have it because I was like, you know what? What's the point of? Yeah, I mean, this isn't a regulated item. This is not an NFA item. This is just a paperweight unless you have
proper equipment to make it work.
A third pin lower. So, I mean, this is just nothing.
Well, we're gonna go visit from the ATF tomorrow.
Good luck with that one.
They've already tapped into your phones, dude. They're watching through your camera right now.
Yeah. It is what it is. I was telling Josh, I was like, when he gets his FFL and SOT, when he does it this year, I was like, I don't want nothing to do with it. Like, I was thinking about telling Jay, just go ahead and take me off of it because we're not going to do anything else. Like, I haven't used it, so I'm just like,
Yeah.
And you'll be around him all the time if you need something.
Right. I'll just be benefit from hanging out with friends that actually have stuff when he gets his SOT. So.
Now, I will say, since we have been on that, it's been nice. I got another couple suppressors I'm picking up this week.
Anything cool?
Yeah.
I got a AAC SD 5.6, and then I got a Po Boy 5.6 suppressor as well. So the Po Boy is a direct thread.
Black Aces, isn't it?
Yep, Black Aces.
It was $199.
Yeah, it's like a real cheap one, but that SD one was pretty good price. The only thing is I have to buy a 51T muzzle brake for it to attach to.
Yeah.
And if you go to eBay right now and search for that brake, guess how much those are going for?
Probably stupid cheap.
Stupid expensive because AAC no longer exists.
Oh, because Remington sold out. I forgot about that.
A $50 brake is now going for about $350 on eBay.
Damn.
So now I have to turn around and spend $350 before I could use one of those suppressors.
Dang.
But now the Po Boy. Now let's talk about the Po Boy because I know that Black Aces said, "Hey, we got this awesome can for $199."
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever actually looked up reviews on that can?
I have not.
So I looked them up a little bit, and it's. You got to go to Black Aces.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on Black Aces.
I Googled it and nothing came
up.
Yeah, so on I've looked at their cans and they seem to be, just a straightforward, $200, no frills can. It's direct thread. It's easy to clean, but I've also heard that it's like pretty much made out of like titanium washers. So I don't know. I mean,
we're going to find out. That thing is a beast. I think it's about 12 inches long.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that, people have shot machine guns through them,
Yeah. I got both of them for $500.
Yeah, dude, shit. You got to steal,
The SD alone was worth that. And if what we're doing with the SOT and the trusted agent on it, being on the SOT and stuff, it's nice because I really like shooting the shit out of this stuff when I'm shooting steel case ammo and like really just kind of beating the shit out of these cans. The one Sylvan has sent me, I actually just took the 9mm one apart the other day, and it has had so much steel shot through it that I literally got a teaspoon of carbon just by twisting it off of my barrel end. When I turned it upside down, all that carbon just fell onto my desk.
So I don't see it on here on their front page.
Oh, you're talking about... So,
you see it, Josh?
Uh-uh.
Do they have a search option?
It says shotguns, lever actions, pumps, semi-automatics, ammunition, shotgun.
That lever action's pretty dope.
Yeah. Go back to Google. So type in Black Aces Po Boy.
How you spell Po Boy?
P-O. Yeah.
Just like a sandwich.
Yeah, like that, right there.
It's
right
called
there.
the 5.6.
Hey, look, there it is.
That's the AK-47 one.
Yeah.
Is this showing up on the screen?
Yeah, this first picture I got right here does look like a bunch of washers.
Yeah.
If you go to images,
Yeah.
and then actually erase AK and put 5.6 up in the
Yeah,
search.
it was actually the next link up right there. Click on that one.
That one.
There you go.
Ah.
So it's just like you said, no frills suppressor. You can take it apart and clean it, which is nice.
Yeah. Which I've not heard terrible things about them. So, I mean, it's, dude, for a $200 can, I mean, I'd run it.
We got a couple of elevated silence cans, and he sent them to Jay, and then he sent them to us, and then, I mean, they're okay and everything. I wasn't entirely impressed with them, just because they had some point of impact shift.
Oh yeah,
even your integrated one.
Yeah, unfortunately. So I don't know. We were talking to Matt, and he said that the ones that he had were very early on production ones, are the ones that he sent to us. So I don't know if we got a newer one, if it would be any better or not. But we're gonna, we haven't done any videos on them because we don't want to completely badmouth them if it was something that could be fixed.
Right? Yeah, give them the chance first.
Yeah, and but like I said, I'm saying it on here, like we have point of impact shifts, so that's the reason why we haven't done any videos with him. I'm sure he's probably wondering. I think he sent them to us like in November.
Yeah, and I think a lot of these companies know, because Sylvan sent us 2 suppressors. They've sent us folders. I can do a lot of content on the folders, but the suppressors, you really need to hear and have shots go through those to actually see any kind of content.
Yeah.
I think most companies right now realize what they're kind of in themselves. Like for them personally, I think it's a lot of like they probably don't even need the influencer these days because of how much everything's selling.
Yeah, I heard that the other day. Somebody was saying, I think it was Hank. He was like, they don't need us. They don't need us to sell anything for them. They're selling everything they got. Yeah. Everybody, literally
and
everybody.
Those who are still showing us attention, like, or going out of their really don't have to do so right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So still having some of these companies who know what's going on, still want to work with you. We just got one of the new Sylvan folders that has the new castle nut on the inside, so you don't have to add a third-party castle nut on it.
Yeah, that's badass.
So it's nice to see that, some people or some companies still realize that there is value in, having people with their platform see it, even if they don't need those sales necessarily. You don't necessarily stop getting more traction to your product.
They had a cool thing when we were at the Rec Better shoot. What was it? It was like it was an M-Lock thing.
Oh yeah. Well, they hadn't even. Well, maybe they have released it.
I'm pretty sure they've released it now. You'll probably know what we're talking about.
So basically, the quick detach QD sling mount. That thing is freaking sweet.
Yeah.
They're really innovative company, man. They don't get enough credit. Like, Alex and Jeremy and all those guys over there. I mean, like, they were doing a pretty phenomenal job, and you get a really good quality product for the price over there too. Like the folders, I could not find a single thing wrong. And most people, the first thing that they've ever had to complain about it was, well, it's not a law or it's a knockoff on a law. And it's like, like almost everything in this world has a knockoff or another version of it.
Yeah, the thing we talked about when we did a video on it was basically the first one you could hit your knuckles and it did not feel good, obviously. Yeah.
Well, unless you were like running like a Radian or something like that. Or...
Yeah, but then they fixed the problem when they came out with the other model. And so that's basically what we said, and it's a better option if you're looking for something a little cheaper that works really good.
A little, like half the freaking price.
Yeah, literally.
And in stock.
Yeah. And we got a 10% discount code. And it works on the suppressors too.
That's cool. Heck yeah. I don't have a discount code.
Need to holler at them.
I need to. Yeah, I'll see Ben when I go down there. Ben,
because he's a big part of the Gundies.
Yeah, he's So I'll talk to him and see what we can get down there, or see what he wants to do with us or whatever.
So I think we need to go ahead and start planning toward. I want to put on a night vision event out at the farm like we did in March. I don't
know where you're shooting at now.
So I have actually moved my stuff over to a customer of mine. He bought a safe from me. He actually lives about 5 minutes down the road and just gave me permission to shoot on his property. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I don't know if you saw the video
close.
of it. It's not, it's definitely not as big, but it's a nice spot of land. It'll give us everything we need to do content wise. And he doesn't mind if I shoot at night either. So that was really nice.
I mean, it kind of looks like a 22 Plinkster area.
Yeah, or a Hickok. Everybody keeps saying it looks like Hickok's range.
It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. I'm glad you got a place out there that's close to you like that. Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, we just took so we were there Monday and we picked up about 15 barrels. And I've got right now I've got a 5-gallon bucket full of 223 and 556 brass and a 5-gallon bucket full of 9 mil brass. And then I still have a 5-gallon bucket full of brass I have to go through. And I picked that up over about 2 or 3 days of trips, like a couple hours just out there sitting on my ass picking up brass.
That's pretty cool, man.
There's so much brass out there that it could literally all of us in Tennessee that we know, like YouTubers, it would be enough brass for life if we could like go out there and rake every square inch.
No kidding.
Holy cow.
I would literally just sit on my ass and rub my hands to the rocks. Hundreds of brass right there. And
really?
It's just all buried over the years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the farm. You're talking about the place where you filmed that video?
Like today's video?
No. I didn't know you went out there today.
Well, no. I posted a video today on Instagram of me shooting. That's at the new range. But I'm talking we need to do an event at the farm like we did in March.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
But
I got you.
I want to do another night vision event if we can get some people out there, and it would be, maybe some companies that want to advertise suppressors, but mostly night vision companies like Psionics and stuff to let people test stuff out.
Low round count.
Aren't you renting or going to be starting to where people can rent your stuff or whatever?
Eventually, that's my goal. So, like, I'm still waiting. I've got my dual Psionics here.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting on I've got 2 sets of night vision that I have basically pre-ordered that I'm waiting on.
Oh, okay.
And though I will be getting as familiar with as I can with them, I'm going to be very stingy in the first few weeks. Probably wearing them to bed and all that shit. But I eventually want to have literally like every single type of night vision that I could possibly have, every type of laser, every type of illuminator, different types of helmets. So where you can come spend, let's say $250 for a couple hours at the range with me. I would have suppressors you could put on your gun. I would have night vision that you can rent out and try before you actually go spend a car amount of money and buy a set.
They're expensive. They're real expensive.
And you need to fill them and rent them and see what's best for you before you buy, because you guys came out that first time I rented that PVS 14 and we had Chase meet us out there.
Yeah.
Then at the farm I rented the duals, it took me a little while before I figured out what I wanted.
Yeah. Did you ever use anything like that in the military?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never used it until I came out to your place.
I'm gonna be pissed if the Civil War and the boog starts and my not real night vision don't come in yet.
I'll be honest with you. Like, everybody's like, "Oh, this is going to happen. It's going to kick off," and I want it to kick off and all this sort of stuff. I don't want shit to happen. I just want people to leave me alone.
Yeah, same here. Just want to be left alone and be my hick self in the hills here, and
do whatever the fuck you want to do. Just don't tell me what to do. Period.
And the only person I offend is my wife.
Yeah. But I'm down for doing anything like that. Before we go, I just want to tell everybody that this show is sponsored by Jack's Tactical and the Fat Guy holster. It's a design that we possibly, put together in a very, very, it was over a couple of years, but it is an awesome design that is basically the most comfortable low riding holster you can find out there. And they have it on jackstactical.com. So go to Jack's Tactical and get one if you want. You can also hit us up on merch as ballisticink.com. We have all of our merch up there, and see us a little Beavis and Butthead in the top right here in the right corner. Guess what? We got t-shirts of that, just like we got t-shirts of this. So if you want to support us, you can go to that.
Man, I'm telling you, got to get a patch made of that.
Dude, yeah, we are definitely going to do that for sure. But, go out there and check out Ballistic Ink. You can follow us on Patreon, even though we do nothing on Patreon. I literally haven't posted on Patreon in like a year and a half. So
we got a Patreon?
Exactly. So
$1 for nothing.
Yeah, basically. I get $13 a month or whatever from Patreon. So thank you to all the Patreon supporters, but we don't do nothing.
You're welcome to my support.
Yeah. So you can follow us on there. Go to US Law Shield and use our promo code. That helps out too. So but I think we're gonna wrap it up, man. We're at about an hour and a half, and thank you very much for coming on our first show.
Yeah,
man.
thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Tell
awesome.
everybody where you're at, what you're doing, what you got.
So while we're still there, Facebook.com/Opie In The Smokies, Instagram Opie In The Smokies, YouTube Opie In The Smokies. If you go to our website, opieinthesmokies.com, we have some products, hats, shirts, and actually these notebook covers we're about to release on there. And then sign up for our mailing list. We did create a Parler. I think it is down right now, but you should be able to find us on Parler when it comes back up. We are also working on alternative third-party comms such as Signal, Telegram, Discord, all that other stuff, to where if we do get shut down, we will still have a way to reach people, hopefully.
Yeah, and we're trying to work on that too. And any kind of stuff that he goes through, we're going to try to go through it with him.
I'm just kind of letting people like experience the growing pains right now, because I want to see, with these mass amount of people going to these different apps, it's only hours, if not just a few days away from them getting shut down as well. So I find it pointless to create something if it's going to be shut down within the first week.
Yeah, no, I agree. We had a guy that messaged us on our Facebook, asked us to do a Discord, and I'll be honest with you, I have the Discord app and I have no idea how to use it. It's so weird.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff gets confusing really quick. Like I thought I was pretty technologically advanced, but we're like grandpas in this shit now.
Dude, yeah, it's crazy. Like I'm doing good just to do this, to be honest with you. So
luckily they have a button that says "Start here."
Yeah, I can buy the gear to make it sound good, but other than that, and that's about it. But
Still
we are
to make you look good though.
Yeah, yeah. We're on Parler, on Instagram, and all that stuff too. But who knows how long it's going to be, right?
That's right.
So, all right, guys, thank you very, very much for watching, and catch us every Tuesday on the Firearms Radio Network, and hopefully this one will be up this coming Tuesday. So we're going to do all the video on our channel on here, and all the audio will be on the Firearms Radio Network. You can find that on the Apple Podcasts and anywhere you can download podcasts. The Firearms Radio Network's there, so you'll be able to find the audio version of this show. So thank you guys very much for watching and listening, and I guess we'll talk at y'all later.
Never stop fighting for the Second Amendment and freedom of speech, guys. Never stop.
What he said.
Yeah. See y'all.